Good morning. So I want to do a quick video about getting into the flow with nature. See, there is no force in flow. There is no forcing things to go down a certain path or rigid ways of being. You see, in nature, everything happens as it's supposed to happen, and it happens in its own divine time. So when you plant a seed, you don't expect it to the next day have a flower. You allow it to go through its course, and in nature, we understand these things and we give allowance for these things. When a baby is born, we don't expect it to walk a month later. We allow it because we understand that in ways of nature, things take a course. They have time. There is a period of growth and a period of shifting. And it's the same thing with our lives and with the spiritual awakening. There is a time for everything, and everything has to evolve in a certain way. So in our life, when we start getting into this flow with nature and in synchronicity with our surroundings, we there is no force in it. So when we start feeling pressure is a byproduct of things have to work out a certain way. Things have to go down this certain route. I have expectations that are that I feel have to come to be, and it's kind of like a force. And when you get into this natural flow and the way of being, there is no force. When you start to force things, you're not allowing them. So there is an element. See, it's tricky because there is an element if we want to take our lives in a certain direction, we do have to kind of know where we're going and see the outcome. But along the way, we have to allow things to flow and to open up and for life to show us different options and different ways of doing things. And that's what's so wonderful about life. If we are just set mindset from this point, from point A to point B, and all we see is point B, we're missing all of the opportunities and all of the options that are in between point A and point B. Sometimes we see, because we can't know everything that there is to know. Let's say we really want point B and we're at point A, and then we start going down this path and we allow it to open up and flow for us. Sometimes we see, oh, wait a minute, there's point C. Wait, point C looks pretty cool too. And there's point D. And you start seeing different options that are opening up for you along the way. And when you get in sync with yourself and you get into your true nature and you start being able to follow your nose without forcing, forcing is rigid. Forcing is there's a lot of pressure in force. There's a lot of going against your own nature in forcing things. When you force things, you're trying to make things happen in a specific way, with a very specific particular outcome. And when you get into this natural flow with yourself and you learn how to start following your nose, you realize that there is divine, I want to say divine guidance and I want to say divine timing. And I understand that for a lot of people that could be a total turnoff because it's like, oh, too out there. But there is, and if you look at it just logically, there are sequence and events. There are cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. We are continuously going along this path of cause and effect. And everything that is a cause in our life is everything that is an effect in our life has a cause. Everything has something preceding it. Everything has a reason why it came to be in this specific way that it came to be. And when you start getting into this sync and into this flow and you start following your nose, there's a time of adjustment there as well. There's a time of, learning how to trust. It's like when a baby starts walking, they have to start balancing themselves, and they're going to fall a few times before they really get it. But once you get it, there's a time of adjustment, which is a time of like faith, where you understand the concept that if you allow yourself and you follow your nose, and your nose will naturally lead you into the places that you need to be. It's getting into the now, into the present moment, becoming present in your life, and allowing yourself to follow your intuitions as you go and not trying to force, oh, wait a minute. I could give you an example even on, on this morning. It's already getting close to 10 and I still haven't started my work. Today I was, my goal is to keep on working on my site, and I have a whole list of things. I really do. I have a whole list of things that I want to do, affiliates and painting plates and my site and package for Amazon and order print and order things for my organize and print on demand I need to set up, and I need to see if I need to reprint. I have all sorts of things on my list. But I had my son to get out to school, and then I made him breakfast, which got me to making my breakfast. And then I have a friend that I want to call and I want to get some advice from. And then this video came up, the idea of doing this video because of everything that, following my nose. And I see that everything works out when I allow it to flow. Everything works out and everything leads me to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. One thing leads to the next, and by allowing that, and I don't mean just like wandering in your mind, because you can waste days and days and days of just sitting down and watching TV. I don't watch much TV, actually. I actually barely watch TV. But I mean, I don't mean in a way of just allowing yourself completely. I do mean taking inspired action, taking action towards things that are leading you towards your ultimate goal, which leads me to say that you need to know what your ultimate goal is, or who you are, or what you want, or what you stand for, or what your vision in life is, or what your purpose in life is. And I understand that a lot of us are just figuring that out as well. What's helpful for me, I put on the wall. I put something on the wall that I read every day. I actually put a couple things on the wall. I used to have a whole wall full, but right now I have a couple things. So something I ask myself every day: who am I? What do I want? What is my purpose? What do I want to contribute? Because we all, in order to have a feeling of purpose, we all have to feel like we're contributing something. What kind of friendships do I want to have in my life? And just by asking myself the questions, I don't have to know all the answers. The universe gives me the answers because these questions are always fresh in my mind. As I see these things, I recognize them. What is my purpose? What do I want to contribute? I want, and then I'm getting to the point of how this video came up. What kind of unique skills and habits do I have? And so these are questions that I have on my wall. The other thing that I have on the wall is an kind of an affirmation, and it says, I am so happy and grateful now that I have multiple sources of income. I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources. So it's kind of like, I put that up there a couple months ago. I heard it on a video. I don't remember the name of the man who said it, but I kind of copied that, jotted down what he wrote and put it up on the wall. And the truth is that I feel when you start programming your mind with affirmations, your life starts moving in the direction of that. So another part of this video is also that one of the most important things is to program your mind. So in the morning when you get up, when I get up in the morning, I do affirmations and I do meditation. And a lot of times when I first started on the spiritual path, a friend of mine asked me, well, do you meditate? And I said, I don't have time to meditate. What are you talking about? And he said, well, if you don't have time to meditate, then you need to meditate twice as long. If you don't have a half an hour to meditate in the morning, then you need to meditate an hour. And really, I was thinking about this morning because that is one of the most important things for me in the morning to start out my day with affirmations and meditation, is because I am first programming my mind. I'm putting in my mind what I want to be in my mind. So I'm setting my mindset by, we were programmed as young children to believe certain ways, and we can, as adults, reprogram our mind with things that we continuously tell ourselves, new stories that we tell ourselves. And I am programming my mind to a mindset of accomplishment, success, where I want to be, happiness, all of these things. And also with the meditation, first I do the affirmations, and then I do the meditation, which brings it all inwardly and also quiets your mind so that you can get up in a quiet space connected to the all. Whereas I used to get up straight into the morning, get the kids off to school, and you go straight into your day without any kind of reset. And what I'm understanding is that the most important thing is setting my mind up to believe a certain beliefs about myself and about my life around me. And then when I let go and I get into this flow, then I am flowing in the right direction because my mindset and my perspective from the very beginning are in a success worthy place. So when my mind, when I wander, it wanders in that direction because that is my base perspective. So really building your perspective in a way that you want it to be in a positive mindset is very, very important. I was going to do a separate video about that, but I'm glad I got that in here because it's all connected. Everything is connected to everything is connected to everything. So you can see, like with even with the videos that I do, I I used to have so many ideas and jot down ideas. Anymore, it's kind of, I just get into the flow and I trust. I trust that whatever I am going through, because we're all connected to the same energy fields and the same energy, whatever I am going through, whatever thoughts that I'm going through and processing in myself, are other people also have these thoughts and they're also processing them in themselves. And so there is no preparation work. I trust. It's every day. I don't even know if I'm going to make a video every day. And a lot of times I say, well, I don't know what I would, there's, when I don't have, I think, well, tomorrow maybe I just won't even make a video. Maybe I'll just put on and every day the ideas just flow because I trust. I trust that there is going to be, that I don't have to even think about it. I don't have to force anything. And what I notice is that when you start trying to force things to go down a certain route, things always come out not exact. They don't come out in perfect synchronicity. It's like you're thinking about what can I do? What can I do? Rather than just allowing the universe to present to you the next step, each step along the way. So it's kind of like getting into this flow and this sync and this harmony with the universe around you. And then whatever needs to come up according to where you are, according to where the outside world is. You see, we're always um, putting out and receiving, putting out and receiving. So we're constantly influencing and being influenced, influencing and being influenced. So everything that is going along around in the collective consciousness is coming in, and then everything that I'm thinking is going out into the collective consciousness. So we're constantly in this cause and effect and this trading of ideas and back and forth. And so when you are in flow with that, you just allow that to guide you because you're always going to have the stimulation. As long as you get out of bed in the morning and you start moving, there are signs and synchronicities in everything. Once you start learning how to read the universe and you start seeing signs and synchronicities in everything, the birds give you signs. You start reading nature. You start seeing the flow of energy and how the flow of energy rolls and goes through everything, including me and myself and my spiritual awakening. You can liken it to like a blossom, like a a seed that you plant and you slowly watch it blossom. So there is adjustment periods and there's patience. And then you understand that these things are happening on their own. Your spiritual awakening is happening on its own. You can't force it. When you try to force it, you actually stop it because you're bringing it from something that has massive potential, unlimited potential, and you're trying to force it down this little narrow route that you already know and that you can already perceive. The spiritual awakening is about perceiving way more than you already know. So you can't know what you don't know. So you can just let it go and allow it to take you, and it will slowly open up for you, cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. And that is the let go on the spiritual awakening and getting into the flow of life and allowing it to lead you to where you need to be. Just like making these videos. I feel like these videos were kind of like, it started in a place that I was, I used to walk around with notebooks and notebooks and notebooks and notebooks and notebooks. And I'm going to make a book out of this one day. It was like added pressure because I knew that these messages were coming through me. At some point, at first I thought it was me. the ego. And then you start realizing, wait a minute, these are messages that are coming through. It's not only relevant to me, it's relevant to everybody. And then you start really realizing that this is, wait a minute, this is more than just me. This is kind of like a purpose. And then at some point when these videos started, I think I was just so frustrated with the twin flame journey and everything that was going on that I just opened up the video and just like it was like a splurge. It was like when you just can't keep the cap on anymore. And then from there, it just kind of is flowing and kind of going in the direction that it's going. And what I realize is that it's just me. It's just being an expression of whatever comes, and there is no wrong or right when it comes naturally, and when you allow it just to flow as it comes. So some days there might be no videos. I even have some days that are like 2 or 3 days with nothing, and then some days there's like 5 or 6 different subjects that are you feel like you're gushing. um, so that is all about getting into the flow and allowing the flow to flow through you and just going with it and going with nature. So I appreciate, thank you for watching. And until next time.